Good afternoon. Welcome to the West Side Story. I'm your host, John Casey. If you're a returning visitor, thank you. If you're a new visitor, please click the like and subscribe buttons. We do this about once a week. The goal here is to provide information on Santa Clara issues that may not make the popular media. Start with kind of a sad note this afternoon, excuse me. A personal friend and a real Santa Claran has passed away. Larry Fargo was born in Helena, Montana in 1963, migrated to Santa Clara. By 1965, he was the mayor. He invested very well in real estate and was very well respected in the community. When the community couldn't afford things, i.e., St. Lawrence the Martyr needed a new church, Larry wrote a check. Didn't want his name included on the plaque or anything, but he wrote a substantial check just to get the thing moving along. The city of Santa Clara couldn't pay for 4th of July fireworks at the citywide picnic. He just wrote the check. Didn't say anything to anybody, just wrote the check. I can't count the number of times he helped people out, including my father. When he could not sell his house in Sunnyvale, Larry managed to sell it. He was just a great guy, and we're all going to miss him. Also, on kind of a sad note, we had a brush fire on Pomeroy Avenue on Saturday. The area between Eddie Souza's mom's house and the street, there was a large clump of trees that have been there for long as I've lived in this neighborhood. But they haven't been attended to. They haven't been trimmed back. They haven't been watered. And they caught fire. And unfortunately, the trees were destroyed. And it took out 3 cars on the street. Had fire trucks out there for a while and the cops. It was really kind of interesting. On a similar note, it's become very warm. Hit 105 in this complex today. So the city is experiencing the whole thing and they've decided to do something about it. They're opening cooling centers. This is a place where you can go, you can sit down in a relatively comfortable chair, you can drink a little ice water and sit in an air-conditioned room. This is a really very, very good idea. Now, I do have to warn you that some of the centers are not open all the time. I don't think any of them are open 24/7. But if you're being battered by this heat, it's something you may want to consider. The City Council is meeting tonight. At 4:30, they're going to have their little closed session. And then at 6 o'clock, they'll go into the regular meeting. I'm sure most of you know this, but you can still Zoom into City Council meetings. While the council will be present in person, citizens can Zoom in. I've picked a couple of items off the agenda that I think we ought to at least all be aware of. Please keep in mind the agenda is 16 pages long and kind of tough to wade your way through. Again, on the bright side here, we have new dark fiber connections at 4 locations in the city. It's good to get the investment out of that dark fiber back. There's a discussion about the park that is going to be built in the development next to the Costco over on Coleman. It's the old FMC property, and they've allowed really heavy duty development, and this is your chance to say, well, yeah, you're building that, but you're putting a park in too. They're also going to vote to increase water, sewer, and recycled water rates. And our old friend Brian Doyle, I'm sure you will remember that he was the city attorney who was fired, has written a letter to the council asking for scheduling on an upcoming agenda to talk about council members Barbara Hadi and Raj Jahal being lobbyists and not registering as such. If that is indeed the case, it's a violation of the Political Fair Practices Act, and there can be some repercussions. I don't know. I've read the letter and I don't know exactly why he's making this claim. I also know that while he was a city attorney, we frequently got really bad advice. So this may just be a tempest in a teapot. I don't know. And lastly, a number of the citizens on the north side of town want to debrief on the Coldplay concert. I assume they're going to want to know how much money the city made and how things went. The dogs received a very, very high participation rating. People loved them. So the dogs will be back next week. And with that, sorry about that. With that, I say thank you for joining us. Click the like and subscribe buttons, and please stay safe.